G'day, Ben from Melbourne here, and I'm back. Well, officially back. This is the first video that I've recorded since I've been back in Melbourne after my soiree over in Japan. Up until this point, all the videos have been stuff I pre-recorded before I went away. Thank you to everybody who watched those and commented. Really appreciate it. Just thought instead of having a big gap of nothing, I'd leave a few videos for your viewing pleasure. Bits happened since I've been away in the goddamn VC. Bloody MGK Boston had his annual party, this time in his new place of residence in Buffalo, but not yet in the MGK Manors mansion, because I don't think Patty Cheesecake was up for a pack of those rapscallions not taking their shoes off when they walked on the carpet and all that other wild behaviour. Seemed like it was a big affair. David Atkinson even got on an aeroplane, bumped into an embryonic robot in Toronto and decided, hey, let's get Jack Fancy Hair Vinyl Martini and let's all go party in Buffalo. Can't have been that good a party though, because I heard that embryonic Brian had a little sleep during the party. What else has been happening? Oh yes, of course, Harris Pilton copped some poetic justice after I was robbed, and Jack the Vinyl Voyage is quite successful series of quizzes. So you know, on a count back, I reckon I would have won. Like, I figure that I only lost because it was just the same as American elections. Just because you got the most votes doesn't mean you're gonna win. Also, PC31 is back in the house. That's right, the doyen of the box set. After a long absence, good to see that man back on screen. Vinyl Richie got all soft on us and nostalgic, and has been this series of the history of the VC. He's obviously, something missing in his life at the moment, and he just needs to reflect a little, I suppose. What else? Mike Carlson discovered another record store in Denver. Unbelievable. Mazzy got some records sent to him. And I don't know for sure, but I'd hazard to guess that this is pretty spot on, that Rob Walker probably complained about something. Anyway, this video is not about all of that shit. It's about all the shit I picked up when I was in Japan. I'm going to try and barrel through these pretty fast because there's a lot of stuff. I'm very conscious of time because I'm trying to friggin' watch all of your videos that I missed while I was away. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just start from scratch. That's a whole other video I want to make, which is all about making videos and watching videos versus time. Anyway, let's get straight into it with some 7 inches. First up, we've got Buffalo Tom with the mighty sunflower suit. Got this one in Disc Union in Matsudo. Great, if you don't know them, great indie rock from the late 80s, early 90s. Then from Kyoto in the great store Tarada, I found a couple of garage bangers by the Outsiders. Check out those pre-Ramones haircuts on this dude and this dude. I think this might be Scandi garage rock from the 60s as well, on the Relax label. Thinking about today and I've been loving you so long. And always seem to find some Australian stuff from the 90s. I think it was Earthmen last time. The mighty Godstar. This is on the cool Half a Cow label. Nick Dalton, also known for the band Smudge, and I believe he played on a Lemonheads record as well. I think it might be It's a Shame About Ray. He has some association with Lemonheads anyway. Killer indie rock stuff. And then in Shinjuku, in the dub store, found a 7-inch by the Paragons, doing their version of Man Next Door. First time I ever heard that was the Horace Andy version. Actually, was not the original Horace Andy version, but him doing it with Massive Attack. All versions are great. So yeah, killer stuff. Love the Paragons. I think that their famous song is The Tide is High, which Blondie covered. Let's get into the full lengthers. So this first batch was from the Matsudo Disc Union. This one, I have a list of James Brown records. I'm not a completist, but there's just like a few gaps in it of what, from my reading and listening, are the ones I think are the ones to have. And so this is a bit of an unusual one called Thinking About Little Willie John and a Few Nice Things. This is more in the soul kind of era of James Brown. No hits to speak of, but what is nice about this, it is a cutout, but it's on the King label, so like it's an original, I think. Pretty sure. It's in pretty good nick, sounds good. Sorry if you want to look at the records, but if I pull every record out, this is going to be a 4-hour video. Next up, speaking of filling gaps, I've been talking about ages. I need some of those early 70s Birds records. I got all the 60s ones. So I started with what's possibly a bit of an unusual one, and that's the Birds Untitled. This is a double album. When I put it on, I was like, what the hell's going on? Because I didn't realize that the first record is all live, and you've got say you want to be a rock and roll star, Mr. Tambourine Man, Mr. Spaceman, things like that on there. And side 2 is the entire side is 8 miles high, possibly a bit excessive. Maybe that was the first step into prog rock to make people like David Atkinson happy with where things were going. Long songs, lots of bits. But side 3 and 4 is all studio recordings. And this is really quite good. I think only Roger McGuinn is probably an original member by this stage, but works quite well. I really enjoyed that one. Okay. Now, next one, French Vinyl Addict will probably be all over this. This is called Yes de Urfa. Now, like all of you, probably watch Dylan from Noble Records and check out all of those super ridiculous expensive originals. But he also has a label which puts out some of those great early 70s sort of hard rock and psych stuff, which is really, really awesome. But I'm a bit flummoxed by this one. Possibly a bit proggy for me. I'm going to stick with it and see how I go. I've got to get my head around prog banjo and mandolin and wind instruments. Not sure about this one yet. But, that's all part of it. Next up, we've got... you might be surprised. I am quite a Frank Zappa fan and probably have, 20, 30 records of his. And this is one of my favourites, The Ship Arriving Too Late to Save a Drowning Witch. See? Love the artwork. And thank God, because it's on vinyl, it's been digitally remastered. So this is the one which has got his famous song Valley Girl, which his daughter Moon Unit, I wouldn't exactly say sings, but very funny shit. But I also love I Come From Nowhere and No Not Now, just insane vocals. If you love Zappa, you gotta love this record. I think it's about 1980, 79, that one. Now for some awesome 12 inches. First up, Primal Scream, back in the C86 Jingle Jangle era. This has got the song Velocity Girl on it, which did feature on the famous C86 cassette on Creation Records. If you love your jingle jangle, I'm talking about you, Americana Sam. This is a good era of Primal Scream to visit. Speaking of jingle jangle, some 90s indie jingle jangle with the mighty Teenage Fan Club, Scottish jingle janglers. This is the What You Do To Me 12-inch, also on Creation, I believe. Yep, really awesome single. And another 12-inch from the other side of the pond, and that's Bob Mould's Mighty Sugar with the 12-inch of Changes. I believe this is also, made in England on Creation Records. So this has also got a cool solo version of If I Can't Change Your Mind on here as well. Sugar, as you know, fantastic band, which Bob Mould formed after Husker Du breaking up and after a couple of solo records. Elastica, love this record. All you need is this. Like, it's just catchy, but it's kind of pretty raw and rough around the edges. It was actually quite a big record in the 90s. They got lobbed in with Britpop, but this is a bit more edgy. Cool as shit band. And I don't think they have got any chance of getting back together because Justine Fleshman, I think, lives in the States and is now an artiste. All right, old people, hold on to your wigs. This is some hip-hop on the Tommy Boy label. This is a 12-inch of House of Pain, remember that? With Jump Around. Had to have that party record. We're sticking with the hip-hop, but now for some Japanese beats from DJ Crush. DJ Crush I would probably compare a little bit to DJ Shadow. It's like that atmospheric beats, kind of wordless hip-hop, I suppose. Like, there is a little bit on here, but brilliant stuff if you do like your beats. And last of all, from that shop, we got the 10-inch of the Clash's Black Market Clash. Don't have to tell you anything about this. This is a great comp. Really happy to get this. I think like Epic Disc, maybe an original or close to. You tell me. You nerds love that shit. Right, moving on to the next store, which was in Kyoto, called Jet Set. And Jet Set is one of the most amazingly curated stores you'll ever find. Possibly a little bit too much as far as the sub-genres go. It specializes in like electronic music, hip-hop, also soul and funk. So, of course, I found some indie rock in there as well. And the first one was the 12-inch by the awesome Jazz Butcher with the Groovin' in the Bus Lane. This is 80s indie rock. Quite an unusual band, great lyricist. Hard to describe. Just go check them out. And this is probably a good song to start with, Groovin' in the Bus Lane. Next up, hip-hop. You may laugh, but I love this record. Tone Loc with Loked After Dark. Yeah, this is the one with Funky Cold Medina and Wild Thing. Believe it or not, on that fancy audiophile Craft label. So all you jazz fans, get on board. Some more hip-hop. Sorry, old dudes. You can go make a cup of tea while I'm doing this section, but this is fucking good shit. Digital Underground on Tommy Boy with the Humpty Dance. If you don't know that, YouTube it. Great film clip as well. Just party hip-hop, that one. And now a bit of an unusual one. DJ Shadow. This is the Qbert mix. If you don't know Qbert, he was part of the Invisible Scratch Pickles, which were like world DJ champion DJ crew many times over, that also featured what's that guy's name? He ended up DJing for the Beastie Boys. It's just gone straight out of my head. But this is James Lavelle endorsed, who's the founder of Mowax label, who thought that this was a great thing to do, to have Qbert mix all of the Shadow stuff live. I think it might be live in the studio. because I think James Lavelle wasn't happy with how he originally recorded the Introducing DJ Shadow record, which is a stone cold classic. Don't listen to Vinyl Richie. You don't know what he's talking about when it comes to that one. Most other stuff, he's spot on. Right, Quantum Spectrum. This is like a who's who of early 2000 hip-hop and beat makers. This has got Black Alicious on it, Jurassic 5, DJ Shadow, Lyrics Born, Latyrix. It's not a compilation. These people all just collaborating together. Awesome stuff. This is part of what they call their Quantum projects, I think. There's another album which, I shouldn't have brought that up because I just can't think of the name of it right now. It's like white with a blue hotted up car on the front. That's really fucking helpful, isn't it? Now, indie rock, but an electronic record by Stephen Malkmus, Groove Denied. I don't know why I never got this originally, because I'm a big Pavement fan and love Stephen Malkmus. Maybe it just threw me a bit because I couldn't imagine him doing electronic stuff. But of course, it's quirky and weird, but just electronic. And it is song-based. And it's got his vocals. Really, really good record, actually. So that was all from the one shop, Jet Set. And now... Oh, no. I apologise. There's some more. I'm talking out my ass. The soul of the Four Tops. I've got really mixed up. I think they were all from Tararara. Yeah, they were. Now we're on to Jet Set. Oh, holy fuck. I'm not re-recording it, so you're just going to have to put up with mistakes. The Four Tops, first album, classic. It's got Baby I Need Your Lovin'. I love old soul Motown music and love Stax too. The Beau Brummels. This is a compilation of all their non-album singles from 66 to 70. So some cool garage rock right through to when they did their own countrified country rock record. We'll get to that later. And now, if you love the godfather of soul, but you want even bigger hair, why don't you try Wayne Cochran? Originally on the Chess label, this was a reissue on Sundays. Check that out. This is like awesome soul review style stuff. Frenetic, sweaty. You can almost feel the sweat coming out of the speakers. Awesome shit. Now, this one is an upgrade. I had a really beat up copy of Fuzzy Haskins. What's this one called? Radioactive. He is the other guitarist besides Eddie Hazel from, of course, the Funkadelic Parliament thing. And I just needed a good copy because mine was an old DJ copy and it was beat to fuck. And so this, I think, was it's a RSD copy, which I got at quite a reasonable price. Now, what have we got? 2, 3 left from the Jet Set store. American Analog set. Would have loved to have got that box set by Numero a few years back, but I didn't see any out here, and I think it would have cost a fortune to import it. But yeah, great band. If you love that era of 90s, I guess what they called slowcore, I suppose. Bands like Codeine and Low and things like that. You dig American Analog set. They're probably not quite as slow as those two bands, but in similar territory. And now 12-inch from Public Service Broadcasting. Amazing band. This one's called People Will Always Need Coal. Well, that's controversial, but we won't get into that today. And just great band. Like, they always have cool themed records, like the Race for Space and things like that. Have kind of like, they sound like a electronic rock band with heaps of great found sounds and things taken out of like spoken word and speeches and things like that. Really interesting. I love them. Amazing live band too. And then last of all, this is why it's worth getting down on your knees in the record store and looking a bit lower. Chime School. Oh, some jingle jangle, baby. Americana Sam got me onto this band, and I got their last record, but no chance of finding this one in Australia. I couldn't even get my few record stores I go to, I couldn't even order it in. And there it was, their self-titled record on the awesome Slumberland Records label. This is like a modern take on the jingle jangle, I suppose, of indie rock, but this is fantastic, really, really good, great recommendation by Americana Sam. And lastly, took a chance on this because I was in the Beats electronics store, and I decided I'd get a house music 12-inch by Shuya Okino featuring Navasha Daya. So Japanese based DJ, and this is probably more on the disco-y end of house music, but it's pretty damn good. So that's all from Jet Set, and from there we go to Tokyo, in Shibuya, to go to the Disc Union. Now this was the rock store of Disc Union. They have several stores which concentrate on jazz, funk, soul, collectibles, you name it. There's a bazillion of them, and the things they have are mind-blowing. Now, for a start, never ever found a copy of The Leaves' Hey Joe. Garage rock champs. First discovered them, I think it's on the Nuggets box set, they do that track. But this is a good record the whole way through. Really dig it. Judging by the cover, I think this is like a 60s version. So you see the old, whatever that is. What do they call that type of cover? The old way, where they flipped it over on the back. As I said, use the internet if you want to know actual information. I'm just here to show you records. And this one, Jack from Vinyl Voyage recommended this highly. This is Billy Nichols' Would You Believe, which is a great pop psych record. This is fantastic from start to finish. Really, really happy to find this. I did a bit of scouring in Australia before I went away to try and find it. No dice. And there it was. These Japanese stores have just got everything. It's more a case of what do I leave behind instead of what do I take, because there's just so much. But yeah, thanks, Jack. This is a banger. And speaking of the Beau Brummels, here it is. Oh, look at that promotional copy. People get excited about that. This is Bradley's Barn. This one Mazzy bangs on about all the time, and I got to say it lives up to the hype. It's really good. It's their stab at doing a Sweetheart of the Rodeo, like the Byrds, their country rock record. I'm sorry, I should have warned you, Embryonic Brian, that traces of country may be found in this video. Should have done a warning at the start. I apologize. But you sprung some shit on me in your previous video, which scared the bejesus out of me. I think you showed some fucking Van Morrison, and I felt a little queasy. Anyway, this is a really good country rock record from the era, late 60s. Cool stuff. Now for some punk. The mighty Sham 69. I think this is their second record, called That's Life. Been trying to track down some of those, the next tier down in fame, I suppose, of the UK punk stuff, like, things which are not like the Sex Pistols and the Clash and the Damned and all that. So I got their first record, love Sham 69, and look forward to get more of that kind of shit. The mighty... it's in my head. It just clicked over and went, it doesn't sound right to say the mighty fetus, does it? Anyway, I have said it now. This is their album Nail. If you like industrial stuff with lots of grabs of intense dialogue over the top and not for the faint-hearted. This Jim Thirlwell's been in America for so long now, people have forgotten that he's Australian. Great stuff. a bit of a legend. Worked with like people like Lydia Lunch and all that no wave kind of scene. Now, The Neighbours, New Zealand, with the double happies and the great EP, How Much Time Left. Please always pick up anything if you see any of the 80s or 90s New Zealand bands and you see that Flying Nun logo, you know you're going to have something very nice. Some garage rock, baby. If young George from Blockhead and Garner from whatever he's calling his channel these days, these ones are for you. On the Crip label, The Mighty Fireworks, featuring Darren Linwood, who worked with Mick Collins. I think it was King Sound Quartet, one of those bands. Really cool 90s garage punk. More 90s garage punk with the rip-offs and Got a Record. This is a killer as well. Love that minimal artwork and picture. Von Zippers, this is a killer. This one's on Estrus. Remember that label from the 90s? Great garage punk label. Yeah, really, really cool. Love that cover too. Love the back cover. That could have been the front cover. It's pretty groovy. What else we got here? Now we have got some Australian stuff. You've got to travel very far. The Go-Betweens with a very quick on the eye, Brisbane 1981, which I didn't even know about this. It's on a label called Man Made Records. And this is apparently recorded in 1981, and it was the demos for the Send Me a Lullaby album. But yeah, interesting. So being a big fan of Go-Betweens, couldn't leave that behind. And of course, the Mighty Saints, but this is the Chris Bailey era Saints when he was the main man and Ed was well gone. But this is a good record, that bluesy rock kind of soul thing. This is A Little Madness to Be Free. This is probably up there with some of the best Ed Cooper free Saints, if you know what I'm saying. Really cool stuff. Bit of the Seattle Afghan Wigs debut album, Up In It. This is raw, sort of punkish end of grunge, which that's the stuff I like, you know, Mudhoney and Tad and all that business. And this is there, like, they smoothed out the edges quite successfully with good albums like Congregation and Gentlemen after this, but I love this really raw version of Afghan Wigs. That's on Sub Pop, of course. Only a few to go. Stephen Malkmus debut, an OG. Pretty happy with that. Probably still my favourite of Stephen Malkmus's solo albums, of course, from Pavement, as I said earlier. Just check out the song Jenny and the S-Dog. That'll do it for you. And then, kiddies, this is a story you can learn something from. And that's Sebadoh Harmacy. Well, you're not going to learn anything like what I'm trying to say here is patience, or don't have patience, I think is the moral of the story. Because 10 years ago, I was in Taradara record store in Kyoto, and I picked this record up. I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen that on vinyl before, a Sub Pop original, like this one. And then I was like, oh, that's a bit expensive. Maybe I'll just put it back because I don't know what else I'm going to find. I'm going to a few other record stores. Never saw it again, of course. The old story. And then 10 years later, there it was. And it was not staying in the racks. Of course, Sebadoh, awesome indie rock band from the 90s, which Lou Barlow was in. He's probably best known for playing bass in Dinosaur Jr., but Sebadoh, a fantastic band, really worth checking out. And yeah, two songwriters. Jason Lowenstein is the other one. So yeah, they go between like really tender, quiet stuff to like just things like I Smell a Rat, which is just crazy, almost punk but very indie. And the last one, went to the dub store and just got one full length, which I was very happy with, Treasure Island Dub, Volume 1. See the old label there, and it's got Fly Edge Maker on the back, which I dig, and it's the Coxson's music, so I love it's got his Kingston address and his Brooklyn address. Beautiful stuff. So that is the Japan trip in a nutshell. I'll see you in the next one. Don't know what I'm going to do next, so we'll both find out together. See ya.